And there's a particular author I'm following, Raymond Ibrahim. I've sent you. I think I've sent you a clip of him before.
Right.
But he said, and he goes around. He's Turkish. He's what's called a Coptic Christian.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it's a Christian. He's from Egypt originally.
Yeah. So that's where the Coptic Christians are a religious Christian sect in Egypt, and they're nearly all gone now.
Yes.
They're nearly all gone.
Yeah.
Murdered, killed,
Yeah.
pushed out of the country. Nearly all gone.
Yeah. So he's an American citizen. He speaks with an American accent. Very articulate, very charismatic. He travels around and he's acutely aware then of the threat of Islam, what Islam has done to the West, what Islam is doing in the West, and he travels around the world talking. And he doesn't get very many followers, but he's very, very interesting. But in one of his speeches, there's two parts of this. His speech himself, which he talks about Islam and the West, and the second part he was answering questions. And somebody said to him, "Well, what can we do about this?" Or said, "What's happening?" And he said, and I thought it was really well phrased. He said, "This is the first time in world history where one civilization has welcomed a hostile force, another hostile civilization, with open arms into its environment, basically." And he said it's unprecedented what's happening now. The welcoming of Islam, of Islamic traditions and everything like that and that's exactly what Gad is talking about.
Empathetic suicide.
Yeah, we're welcoming, after centuries of fighting Islam, we've now opened our arms and said, "Come on in, guys, do what you've been wanting to do for the last 1,300 years, basically." And it's happening, isn't it? That's
history is full of people who put others before their own host nation. We tend to call them traitors. History is full of people like that. We've got stories about them. We actually know the names of some of them who will open the city gates for the enemy because the enemy say, "We'll treat you well once we've conquered."
Yeah.
And this is a type of that mentality, that you're not getting on in your society, but if the enemy come, they may treat you better if you help them.
Yeah.
And you'll have a better chance of raising up the social status, being the puppet government, like the Vichy government in France. So there is a known coping mechanism here, a survival strategy. It's not good for the nation, it's good for certain individuals.
Well, I think we discussed this last time as well, and I think the left, the communists, and I'm going to start calling them I'm not going to call them left anymore, I'm going to call them the communists. I think you call them Marxists, don't you, or Marxist ideology. I just simply call them communists. The communists have welcomed the Islam and the Muslims into this country.
Yep.
And the reason they've done that is that will help them reach their aims. They don't care about the Muslims, by the way.
No.
The left don't care about the Muslims.
They want a revolution.
Yeah. So they're welcoming the immigrants, they're welcoming the and the Muslims into this environment, because that will help them achieve their aims, which is destroying society to the point where they can bring in communism.
And build a communist utopia.
And build a communist utopia.
We've got an example of this in 1979 Iran. The revolution had been promoted by Marxist communists, funded by Soviet Union, and they decided to use this cleric called Khomeini to get some of the radical votes as well. And they used him thinking, once the revolution comes and we're in power and we've taken over the country, Khomeini, then we can just sideline. Khomeini had different ideas.
Yes, yeah.
And when the revolution came, he took power and he murdered all the communists and all the socialists and all the intellectuals and all the university professors, because he knew he'd use them. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.